Welcome back to my daily vlog. If you don't know, already know, I'm building a portfolio of service agencies and internet ventures, and I'm documenting the whole process starting at zero. A lot of people are coming back to the channel because they're trying to figure out how is he doing this or what's going to happen next. With that said, this episode is very interesting. I took a very early meeting this morning. I never take really early meetings, but I got tested in terms of a little bump in the road. I'm not going to explain it. Watch this. What a morning, what a morning, what a morning. Yeah, so today I actually started my day very unusual. This is not like any other day. So I actually had a call at 7:30 because the team, my team, they're in Africa. So we wanted to make sure they're on the same timeline. So we had a call and it went really well. It went really well, and until it didn't go really well. We definitely had a little bit of a bump in the road. And that's one of the things that I want to just cover right now is when you're making this transition in the beginning, it's so easy to be very optimistic about the outcomes when you get into a new project. And if you've been around, you started things, there's this adrenaline that hits until there's a little bump in the road. And it's usually just a little bump. It feels like a big bump, but it's just a little bump. But what it caused me to do is just to go deeper in the company's processes and just to over communicate. To over communicate. And that's one of the things when you're running remote teams is high communication. And a lot of clarity has to be around, the tasks that are being done and even the outcome and the outcomes and, expectations and stuff. So I can't get totally into the weeds of that, but because it is some confidential pieces of it. But the high level thing is the lesson here is that I learned this morning was communication, and clarity, especially when you're running remote teams. It's really critical that everybody's on the same page. And, I have to take accountability for where the communication drops are. I mean, it's all me. It's all me. I have to take 100% accountability to that and improve upon, what's there. What's up, man? When you're acquiring a company, you're buying it for the most part because there's some lack of growth in certain areas, and then when you hit those areas, you feel it. You feel like, oh, I see why X, Y, Z. So hit one of those things today in this meeting, and it calls me. I literally worked from my house, which I don't like doing at all. From 7:30 in the morning to about like 1. Like I'm never there in the afternoon, but I had to do what I had to do. I had to take care of what I had to take care of, and I got a nice little morning workout at the house. I have kettlebells. I have stuff on my lips. I have kettlebells, and I have a styrofoam foam roller. So I was able to get a nice little sweat in before I even came out today. So I'm learning, and the cool thing is that you're able to be along on the journey, and this transparency. I can be as transparent as I can, but I want to talk to you another thing about AI. I'm learning a lot about AI. I had a really good conversation again with a really good friend of mine who is in that field and helped me see AI and what's playing out, and he gave me a really fresh perspective. I'm going to share what he shared with me at some point. So done with my time at Starbucks, I'm actually heading to my office right now. But when I get back to my office, I'm going to show you how I'm using my vlog to build massive leverage in a very fast amount of time, and not geographically specific either. And I'm slowly seeing the drips, the drops of that leverage, and how I'm attracting talent into this ecosystem. So when I get to the office, I'm going to show you how I'm building this leverage, and I want to show it to you in the beginning. like right now when it's just like a little sprinkle, but you're gonna see over time how the vlog is gonna create that leverage. It's gonna create that leverage to find investors. You'll see, investors, talent, customers, just by building the vlog. And I'm gonna show you exactly in real time, because it just happened, I was in Starbucks. I'm gonna show you how I'm building this leverage. It's not gonna be a secret 3 years from now why things are gonna be where they're gonna be at. Because I'm showing you right now in the beginning. Okay, I just got back to the office, so I need you to bear with me here because I want to definitely show you how I'm doing this. In this age of AI, humanizing yourself is going to be so critical. It's going to be such a premium that's where I want to spend most of my time. It's building real relationships over the long term. And the way that I'm doing that is I'm humanizing myself. Here, let me take this off. I'm humanizing myself and becoming super relatable in a world that's very cold. Private equity, holding companies, it's a very cold, straightforward, which is, there's good reason for that. There's, historically speaking, there's good reason for that. What I'm betting on is the humanization of and the personalization of that cottage industry. That's what I'm betting on. So I'm gonna show you 3 different buckets of people that I'm attracting and pulling into this ecosystem. Like I said, I'm not using my vlog because I told you I'm not playing the algorithm game anymore. And as soon as I made that switch in my head, I started to see the real game that I'm playing that goes above the algorithm, which is, attracting the people, the talent that's going to be the capital that's going to be needed to see this vision all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to repeat what I said. I'm going to show you 3 buckets of people that I'm attracting. Another point that I wanted to make is in the not so distant future, on the back end is going to be more autonomous in terms of where AI will come in at some of the task-based work. So I'm building up these processes, but some of the task-based processes will be automated or delegated to an AI agent. But for right now, I'm doing it all manually so I can document the whole process. With that said, let me show you. Okay, let's start here. So this is the talent bucket. So this is the deal. He actually reached out to me last week sometime, and he said, "Hey, how can you help me?" And I didn't remember where I knew him from, so I just asked him to repeat again what it was that he does. So he's into software development. So long story short, he is a software developer. I saw some of his work, really talented. Some of the projects that he's building and some of the portfolio that he showed me. So in my mind, I automatically said, "Hey, I asked him, where are you stuck at?" He told me what he was stuck at. He's looking for a qualified lead. So what I did and how I'm using, building this leverage is I just said, "Hey, maybe I can help." I usually do free. I'm opening up office hours for 15 minutes, but I usually charge $100 for that. And what I said was, all I'm asking for you to do is subscribe to my YouTube, to the vlog where I document the process of buying, acquiring these companies, and he'll have a free 15 minutes. So I was trying to establish this value right off the bat. So basically he was telling me, hey, he has somebody that's doing some type of business development, lead generation for him, that he's giving commissions. But that's not what I was interested in. I was interested in, him from a talent perspective. So long story short, he's signing up for the vlog. So that way he can be in touch with everything that I'm doing. So when I'm building up the talent portion of the network, he'll be it's going to be on demand. It's going to be an on-demand talent network. As more companies come in that I'm acquiring, we're going to need that talent. So that's the talent bucket. That's just that channel that I'm using. Okay, the next one is the capital budget. So this guy, I believe he's from the UK. He reached out to me. And basically, he's a M&A, merger and acquisition expert. He works with investors. So again, I'm filtering. I'm filtering through. He's telling me what type of businesses he's looking to buy, 200,000 to 5 million, blah 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 blah. And he was asking me if I was looking at experts. So what I did was I was still trying to sort through things because not everything that's coming into my inbox is legit or valid. So I just told him I don't communicate business much on Messenger. Can you send me an email at my email address, my business email address? And then he did that. So now I'm on the back end. I'm working through that filtering process, seeing where, what angle I can play. So for instance, if he works with a group of investors, I want to be able to say, hey, does that group of investors, do they need any technical services, or do they need any digital marketing services or sales operational services? Because of the portfolio companies that I work with can deliver those services to investors. So this is still filtering. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you the one that I'm most excited about. Okay, and the third bucket here is the capital investor bucket. So this guy reached out to me. He's a business owner. He's a full-time business investor. So I'm like, ding, 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 something what's here. So watch how I responded back to here. I said, nice meeting you, Ruben. I solve technical and sales marketing challenges for portfolio companies and boutique M&A shops. I do this through my portfolio service agency. So I wanted to show him that, I'm solving a problem. My team's solving the problem off the bat. So caught his attention. Sounds interesting. If you're open to it, let's jump on the call. So he volunteered of jumping on the call. And that's about how you structure and how you position yourself. Because I'm constantly filtering. And then what I said, I send him my link, which is the office hours there. And then I emphasized to him, said, hey, I document my journey, vlogging. I document my journey and blah, 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 blah. And then boom, awesome. And he scheduled a meeting for next week. So this is a potential investor. This is someone, you want to find the angle that you can play with whoever you're dealing with. That's it. So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So what I envisioned is this to be an engine for what you're seeing right now at the very embryonic stage of this. And give it 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, my inbox is going to be flooded. And I'm going to be able to pick my litter of how I structure it within the context of the vision. And I'm so excited to have you along to watch this in real time. I usually keep my desktop really, really clean. And this is how things are very busy for me when my desktop looks like this. I'm trying to fit 2 weeks of work in the 4 days because going on vacation tomorrow morning. So this is how I'm all over the place right now, just trying to close things out before I go on vacation. So I'm going to spend the next hour or so cleaning this up and, having a clean desktop and then keeping it moving. Done. All right, inbox, they call it inbox zero. Inbox zero. I have a few things here I have to do. But no more messages. I answered all my messages. I'm leaving inbox zero. I think one of my biggest talents that I have is knowing how to figure things out. A few episodes ago, I was talking about how most people that we look up to, leaders that we look up to, they don't know what they're doing. It looks like on the surface, it looks like they know what they're doing, because that's the whole thing. You're supposed to present like you know what you're doing. But the reality is, most people don't know what they're doing. They're figuring it out as they go, but then they're building systems around it once they discover, because it's all a discovery process. And once you understand that, let me cut the lights on here. Why is it dark? Anyway, once you understand that, it makes it easier for you to let down your guards to make that step that you don't think you're ready for. You just got to go out there and figure it out. and then figure it out again and figure it out again. And what happens is you begin to build this grit about you that whenever something comes up that you don't know, you have a figure it out spirit, and you're just gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. So one of the biggest talents I have is not that I'm the smartest, not that I'm the brightest. I'm gonna figure it out. That's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna figure it out, and I just want to share that with you. If there's something that you need to figure out right now to get to move on to that next step, figure it out. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I'm done for the day. Today's been a very long day. I've been up since 7:30, taking my first call, and it's about 9:30 now. And I try to put in almost 2 days worth of work in today because I'm going on vacation tomorrow, a small vacation, some downtime. I need it. And I wanted to get as much done as possible so I'm not thinking about it this weekend. I'm definitely going to take you on the journey with us when we're going to Delaware. And I don't want to get hit by a car, huh? Yep, going to Delaware. But if there's anything in this video that resonated with you, I opened up my calendar for 15 minutes if you want to discuss anything. I've already had a few people hitting me up in the DM. I have my first open office next week. I'm excited about that because I didn't know how this was going to go. And that's way more valuable than a like, a subscribe, or any of those things. So I have my first open office hour next week. So I'm really excited about that. With that said, peace.